Hi everyone, welcome back to iQuanta's YouTube classroom। और आज हमने बहुत आगे इस सीरीज़ में हम आ गए हैं आज, and I'm glad that you guys are still here and you actually make your notes because you've been sending me your notes, and that's really great to see. So, abhi, if you are in 12th grade or if you are in graduation final year and you have your exams going on, or you have your IPMAT COT exam coming up, or any other exam like ZAT, SAT, or whatsoever, I just want you to tell that everything will be okay. All the best to you. Just be consistent in your practice. Give mocks. Do not get scared by giving mocks or from giving mocks. Do not do that. It's okay अगर syllabus complete नहीं हुआ है, start giving mocks, because that mocks will actually tell you कि कहाँ आप में कमी रह रही है, किस किस टॉपिक में, किस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में आपको ज़्यादा मेहनत करने की ज़रूरत है। मॉक्स से के बाद जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेप है वो है एनालिसिस। एनालिसिस से ही आपको पता चलेगा कि किस तरीके से आप किस टॉपिक में कहाँ पे लैक कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। सो all the best, be consistent, believe in yourself, and you will actually reach where you want to be, ठीक है। चलो, let me take a sip of water. Cheers. Okay, chalo, let's begin with the session. This is vocabulary series, video number I don't know, but today we are going to do S words. इससे पहले के सारे words अपन कर चुके हैं, and word number 1 is sagacious. Sagacious means showing or showing sound judgment, wise, somebody who's wise. So basically, yes, having or showing keen mental discernment. That's when you say that somebody is sagacious, because sagacious actually is an adjective, तो particularly किसी के लिए use ही करोगे, right? Somebody who has good judgment, right? In other words, they are being wise and shrewd. आप समझ लो, it basically implies that this person, anybody, is like, is very wise, and it implies that what do we say? It implies deep practical wisdom of somebody, right? So इस तरीके के, like that, these people are, इतने महान। sagacious. So sagacious, हो सकता है आपकी ज़िंदगी में कोई ऐसा इंसान हो जो एक्चुअली में sagacious हो, so you can think of them and write their name down, and उससे पता चल जाएगा that this person is sagacious, and how is he. So he is like wise, good judgment, intelligent, practical wisdom है उनके पास. So yeah, other forms can be sagacity. A sagacious leader avoids impulsive decisions. That's so true. Wise and shrewd are synonyms. Foolish and knave are the antonyms. Sanctimonious, again an adjective it is, which means pretending moral superiority, hypocritically pious. ओके, तो इसकी जो रूट वर्ड होती है दैट इज sanctus, which means holy, right? This is basically used to describe someone who is acting as if they are, morally better, they are more religious than other people, often in an, what do I say, in an negative, in an insincere or disapproving or hypocritical way, right? These people try to show ki, we are more moral and more religious, right? This actually implies that anybody who's sanctimonious is showing a false or hypocritical goodness. So basically hypocritical show of goodness actually यहाँ पे चल रहा है. So that's sanctimonious. Sanctimoniously is an adverb, and the sentence is, his sanctimonious remarks irritated everyone. Synonyms: self righteous, hypocritical, and antonyms are sincere and humble. Okay. Next is scrupulous. Scrupulous is extremely careful and morally upright. Scrupulous is इसका root होगा scrupulous, right? Which means a small sharp stone. तो उसको अपन कहते हैं scrupulous. Basically somebody having moral principles. Somebody who is scrupulous is basically, careful, right? They are careful to be honest and to do the right things. They basically act with integrity. Integrity समझते हो ना? And strong sense of concise होता है, conscience होता है इनके अंदर, बहुत ही strong sense होता है कि and integrity, sense of integrity भी है कि if they're working for somebody और या कुछ भी मतलब let's say if they're an employee, let's say, so they will have full integrity for their employees, right? मतलब एकदम लॉयल होंगे वो और एकदम belongingness जो है वो असली होगी, right? That's scrupulous. Basically extremely thorough and attentive होते हैं ये लोग to, what do we say, details, right? Someone basically who is meticulous पता होगा, somebody who's painstaking and diligent in their work, right? They are very 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 up to the mark and they're very careful about everything. ठीक है? She is scrupulous about accuracy. Okay, meticulous is one of the synonyms. Careless and immoral are the antonyms. Okay, fine. Alright. Sententious. Sententious is one of my personal favorite words. इसका root होता है sententia, जिसका मतलब ही है opinion. ठीक है? और इसमें एक्चुअल मतलब क्या है? Moralizing in a pompous manner. Pompous manner. Basically नेगेटिव कॉनोटेशन है. pompous लिखा हुआ है. pompous is basically condescending, मतलब अपने आप को बहुत महान समझने वाला कोई इंसान. scrupulous तो moral principle से related हो गया. but the last word that we did, sanctimonious, that somebody is trying to show themselves or they're trying to look like they're morally superior, or but यहाँ पे है that they are trying to look like they're the best, right? They are they think कि सामने वाला कुछ नहीं है हमारे सामने basically. So his sententious tone annoyed everybody. Negative connotation है obviously. Basically here the other person, whoever it is, like they are their moral is to show them better than everybody else, right? To basically, negative connotation hai to moralizing in a pompous or self-righteous manner कि मैं ही best हूँ, I am the best, often trying to appear wiser, often trying to appear like they are the more intelligent people, like that. But एक हो गई negative connotation, but then there can be positive connotation as well. इसी word की, same word की. Positive connotation express basically means that the other person expresses in a very few words, very concisely, बहुत ही इस तरीके से बोलते हैं कि जितनी भी बात वो कर रहे हैं, जो भी वो कह रहे हैं, उसमें बहुत सारा मतलब है. It is like full of meaning, right? This word then is used as a compliment also. ठीक है? ठीक है, अरे नहीं, 1 second. Synonym can be preachy and antonym can be casual. ठीक है? कुछ वर्ड्स थोड़े कंफ्यूजिंग हैं, जैसे कि सेंटेंशियस इज़ वन ऑफ देम, कि किस तरीके से यूज़ करें. नाउ देयर कैन बी वन पर्सन जो सेंटेंशियस भी हो सकता है, और यू नो और मे भी लगता हो कि उन्हें वो एक टाइप के सेंटेंशियस हैं लेकिन वो दूसरे टाइप के सेंटेंशियस हो, बट हमें लगता है कि वो पहले टाइप के सेंटेंशियस हैं बट उन्हें लगता है दूसरे टाइप के. तो एक इंसान दो चीज़ें भी हो सकता है अननोइंग. एनीवे, जस्ट अ जोक. ओके, तो ये जो सेंटेंशियस लोग होते हैं, पॉजिटिव में अगर आप समझो तो इनकी जो स्पीच होती है इट्स लाइक वेरी पिथी, बहुत ही शॉर्ट एंड इम्पैक्टफुल. ठीक है. Serendipity, lucky discovery by chance. Serendipity is basically the occurrence and development of event by chance, जो कि यहाँ पे लिखा ही है, event by chance in a very happy और beneficial way, right? कि आपको कुछ अच्छा मिल गया, basically an act of making a fortunate fortunate unplanned discovery, often while looking for something entirely unrelated or something entirely different, but you find something else which is different and also better, right? You feel fortunate after finding it. जैसे कि for example, मैं तो गई थी फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, मैं तो घर से निकली थी अपनी दोस्त से मिलने. ठंड बहुत थी, लेकिन मैं जैसे ही निकली तो धूप आ गई, और धूप की जो पहली किरण वो मेरे मेरे हाथों पे मुझे महसूस हुई, वो गरम, वो वार्मथ, तो वो सेरेंडिपिटी की गई किसी और चीज़ के लिए कम्प्लीटली अनरिलेटेड, बट मिल कुछ और भी गया, समथिंग फॉर्चुनेट. सो ऐसा. ठीक है. देन नेक्स्ट इज solipsism. solipsism का जो रूट है वो है solis, which means alone, right? It is basically a philosophical idea that only one's own mind is sure to exist, right? It actually argues that nothing can be known or proven to exist outside of your individual consciousness, right? And the external world and other people around you might be merely figments of your imaginations, right? This is what solipsism says, that belief that only the self exists, right? Rest everything है, नहीं है, कहाँ है, कितना है, पता नहीं. ऐसा होता नहीं, कभी आप सोचते होगे कि maybe whatever I am thinking, whatever this life is, whatever I am, maybe this is just a dream I'm living in. I never know that one day the alarm will go off, or alarm will went off, and you just wake up in the middle of nowhere and you'll think that what just happened, where is everything? So like that. So solipsism says that you never know, right? Maybe all these things are just imaginations, maybe just a dream you're living in. This is scary. Yup. So, sentence, his solipsism made relationships difficult because he thinks that कुछ नहीं है, right? हो सकता है ये सब मेरी imagination हो, क्यों मैं इन्हें भाव दूँ, या why should I make any effort? That is why. Self-absorption, that I am the only one that exists, it's just that. Rest may be my imagination. Antonym can be empathy. So, synonym apathy भी हो सकता है इसका. ठीक है. अब solipsism एक एक्ट ऑफ राइटिंग भी हो सकता है. ठीक है, कि ऑथर ने इस तरीके से लिखा है कि उसकी जो राइटिंग है उसमें solipsism दिख रहा है. वैसे ही और भी टोन्स होती हैं, जैसे sanguine. sanguine इज बेसिकली ऑप्टिमिस्टिक. आरसी टोन्स की बात कर रही हूँ यहाँ पे मैं. ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, जो भी है, ऑप्टिमिस्टिक की स्पेलिंग तुम्हें पता होगी. ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, होपफुल in a tough situation, somebody who's hopeful even in the tough situation. Then there can be sardonic. ओके, सैंग्वाइन की स्पेलिंग मैं यहाँ लिख रही हूँ, sanguine, which is optimistic. Then there is sardonic. Sardonic basically is mocking, basically cynical, और क्या वो sarcastic भी हो सकता है क्योंकि mocking है. So mocking, cynical और sarcastic. ठीक है, तो cynical भी एक टोन होती है, sardonic भी एक टोन होती है. Then there is scathing. Scathing. Scathing is, you know, harshly critical. Harshly critical. Harshly critical. अब ये भी एक टोन हो सकती है. ठीक है. Then there can be scurrilous. Scurrilous is basically insulting and abusive. ये सब वर्ड्स लिख लो. Insulting and abusive. Abusive की स्पेलिंग मैंने गलत लिख दी है. Then there can be sedulous. Sedulous is excessively submissive. Excessively submissive. Subservient भी इसके लिए एक वर्ड होता है. Subservient. Subservient. Sedulous और subservient दोनों synonyms है और दोनों का मतलब होता है that somebody is excessively submissive, मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा ही ऑर्डर ओबे करने वाला, मतलब सबकी बात मानने वाला. ठीक है. अब इसी का उल्टा क्या होगा? ऑब्स्टिनेट. देन सर्वाइल. नो, सॉरी, नहीं, सॉरी. सेडुलस और सबसर्वियंट. नहीं, सबसर्वियंट और सर्वाइल का मतलब होता है, आई एम सो सॉरी, आई मैंने मिक्स कर दिया. सबसर्वियंट एंड सर्वाइल इज हार्ड वर्किंग, सॉरी, इज एक्सेसिवली submissive. हाँ, subservient and servile. I am so sorry, I got confused. Subservient and servile are, excessively सबमिसिव, बहुत ज़्यादा ही बात मानने वाले कि हाँ हर चीज़ पे. सर्वाइल में थोड़ा सा सेल्फिशनेस आता है, दैट यू आर बीइंग सबमिसिव बिकॉज यू वांट सम एडवांटेज फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर पर्सन बिकॉज दे हैव सम काइंड ऑफ पावर. ठीक है. तो सबसर्विएंट और सर्वाइल दोनों सेम हैं और इनका मतलब है एक्सेसिवली सबमिसिव. सेडुलस जो होता है वो होता है हार्ड वर्किंग. हार्ड वर्किंग या सेडुलस को हम डिलिजेंट भी कह सकते हैं. डिलिजेंट. ठीक है. देन देयर इज सिमर. सिमर इज बेसिकली अ स्माइल इन अ सिली वे, यू नो. सिमर. सो स्माइल इन अ सिली वे. जस्ट 1 second. Why is it not working? अरे अब ऐसे थोड़ा ना होगा. Just 1 second. अरे what is this? Okay, then there is slovenly. Slovenly is messy and untidy. Messy and untidy. Then there can be solicitous. TUS है इसकी स्पेलिंग, या TOUS है, एक बार चेक कर लेना. बट हाँ, solicitous which means showing care और concern मान लो. concern. ठीक है. then there can be somnolent. somnolent, which means sleepy. Insomnia सुना होगा. Insomnia is that there's no sleep. Insomnia. And somnolent is same root से आता है, sleep से related होता है. Insomnia is when there's no sleep. Somnolent is sleepy या drowsy. ठीक है, चलो, moving on. Sordid is basically dirty, morally degraded, something that is morally wrong and, I'm so sorry, shocking or physically dirty and unpleasant, right? That's sordid. It carries a distinctively negative connotation. ठीक है, क्योंकि it's like very filthy. Okay, the scandal exposed sordid details. That means बहुत ही sordid details, बहुत ही खराब details थी scandal के पीछे. Filthy, vile is the synonym. Antonym is pure and honorable. Spasmodic, occurring irregularly, sudden burst. Basically, it is related to suddenness and irregularity, right? Suddenness, matlab, okay, spasmodic. I am getting spasmodic cramps, abdominal cramps, which means कि irregular है और sudden है. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि regularly हो रहे हैं, but बहुत suddenly, और suddenly में भी sudden burst है. ठीक है, his study was spasmodic, irregular, but it had suddenness and sudden burst. कि मतलब एकदम से या तो पढ़ेगा ही नहीं, या फिर पढ़ेगा तो इतना पढ़ लेगा कि ओ हो, like that. Synonyms: sporadic and antonym can be continuous. Irregularity, unpredictability, दोनों यही मतलब है उस वर्ड के. Subjugate, okay, subjugate means to bring under control or conquer, basically to bring a person or maybe a power or a country under complete control or domination. हाँ, dominate क्योंकि लिखा ही है यहाँ पे. This happens often by force or what do we call it, force या फिर some लड़ाई और some force or coercion, right? Effectively आप उनका freedom, मतलब जिसको भी आप control में ले रहे हो, you basically take their freedom away, right? That's subjugate. The empire subjugated its neighbors. Dominate, and antonym is liberate. Next word is succinct. Succinct is brief and clearly expressed. Gere, get up basically होता है. This word express something clearly. If you say succinct, clearly and briefly using few words to convey what you want to say, right? To convey basically the essential parts without any unnecessary detail. ठीक है, आप clarity और brevity के साथ बात को कह देते हैं. ठीक है, give a succinct summary, that means a summary that has the main points. Concise, antonym is wordy, obviously. Supercilious, okay, supercilious is arrogant, looking down on others, someone who behaves like they are superior to others by displaying arrogant pride and disdain. That's supercilious. Her supercilious tone offended many. Synonym is haughty and humble. ठीक है. Supplicate, to beg humbly, basically to ask for something in a humble or earnest way. Often फ्रॉम समवन इन अ पोजिशन ऑफ पावर, कि वो आपको एक्चुअली दे सकता है, पावर एंड अथॉरिटी बेसिकली, और एज अ फॉर्म ऑफ व्हाट डू वी से prayer to a deity, right? So that's supplicate. Supplicate is basically a verb. They supplicated for mercy. Synonym is plead, and antonym is demand. Surfeit, excess to overindulge. It refers to an excessive amount of something, or overindulgence, often to the point of discomfort, sickness or disgust, कि एकदम ही अजीब सा. तो surfeit एक noun और verb दोनों हो सकता है, ठीक है. A surfeit of sweets made him sick, मतलब इतनी ज़्यादा खा ली उसने कि बीमार पड़ गया. Excess and antonym is shortage. Surreptitious is basically secret, sneaky, something that is done in a secretive or बहुत ठंड है, secretive or stealthy or quick way to avoid being noticed. मतलब you do not want to get noticed, आप उसको बहुत फटाफट कुछ करते हो. Often क्योंकि this particular thing is very unauthorized, right? or disapprove हो जाएगी if somebody gets to know about it, so you just want to get it done very very quickly, right? They had a surreptitious meeting. Synonym is secretive and antonym is open. My laptop is out of charge, let me charge it. Okay, great. Sybarite. Okay, Sybarite is one devoted to luxury and pleasure. Sybaris जो होता है, Sybaris is basically a luxurious Greek city. उसी से ये word आया है Sybarite, basically a person who is excessively fond of luxury, comfort and what do I call it, sensual pleasure, है ना. This particular term Sybarite basically implies कि बहुत ही what do I say it, बहुत ही ऐसा lifestyle, बहुत what's that word, बहुत ही self indulgent lifestyle है, right? It basically prioritize lavish living and बहुत ही refined taste होता है इसमें, right? So that is Sybarite. He lived like a true Sybarite. Synonym is hedonist and antonym is ascetic. Ascetic is somebody who doesn't want any luxury, anything. बहुत ही simple तरीके से रहते हैं वो, ठीक है. Sycophant. Sycophant is a flatterer, someone who praises others for personal gain, ठीक है. The boss was surrounded by sycophants, ठीक है. Synonym is flatterer, bootlicker. Antonyms are critic, independent and thinker. अब there are more words जैसे कि surly, surly. Surly is basically rude, bad tempered, ठीक है, bad tempered. Then they can be spendthrift. Spend, spend, spendthrift, someone who spends money recklessly, like पानी की तरह पैसा बहाना, that's a spendthrift. Then there's spurious. Spurious means false, spurious allegation, false or fake. Then there can be stagnant growth बोल सकते हैं. stagnant word है basically, growth के साथ यूज किया जाता है. stagnant मतलब not moving, inactive. stagnant water होता है रुका हुआ पानी, stagnant. stentorian Please look for the spelling ones. Stentorian is loud. Loud and powerful. Loud and powerful. Then there is stigma. Stigma is basically enduring pain without showing emotion. Okay, that's stigma. Then there is स्टिग्मा, एस टी स्टिग्मा हो गया, नहीं सबलाइम. सबलाइम, सबलाइम बेसिकली समथिंग ऑफ ग्रेट, एक्सीलेंट एंड ब्यूटी, दैट्स सबलाइम. एक और वर्ड है स्ट्राइडेंट. स्ट्राइडेंट इज बेसिकली लाउड, हार्श, जैसे ये स्टेंटोरियन की तरह, वैसे ही स्ट्राइडेंट, लाउड, हार्श and forcefully assertive. ठीक है, that's strident. Then there can be succumb. Succumb बोलते हैं वैसे इसको, but लिखते हैं succumb. Basically to give in. To give in. To give in, to surrender. To surrender. Then there can be sullen. Sullen basically is gloomy again. Sullen, gloomy और bad tempered भी बोल सकते हैं. और क्या था वो, surly जैसा नहीं होगा, but gloomy is sad, you know, sad and bad tempered. तो sullen और surly थोड़े synonyms हो सकते हैं. Then there is supine. P-I-N-E. Supine is, you know, lying with your face upwards. तो supine, वैसे supine को ऐसे याद करना, spine. तो supine is पीठ के बल लेटना, and your face is like upwards, so passive. So that's supine. Supine and prone position. ये मैंने योग में सीखा था. ये वाली vocabulary मेरे योगा के गुरुजी ने सिखाई थी. Supine, prone, inflex, reflex, all of these. Okay, chalo. If there are more words that you remember, I can't remember many words now. Scattering. ऐसे तो बहुत वर्ड है. Scarce, ये common words जो है बहुत है, और पता नहीं और मुझे words याद नहीं आ रहे हैं. Scarce हो सकता है. Sycophant हमने किया था. और क्या वर्ड हो सकता है? सिमोलिना. सिमोलिन, सिमोलिना. नो, ये तो खाने की चीज़ हो गई. खैर, देर आर मेनी वर्ड्स. इफ़ यू नो मोर वर्ड्स, जस्ट write them down and let us know. All the best. I'll see you in the next video, next class. और हम next class में मिलते रहेंगे आप लोगों से आगे वाली क्लासेस में. अच्छे अच्छे वर्ड्स पढ़ेंगे. ऑल द बेस्ट. थोड़ी कैमरा की सेटिंग आज नीचे है तो बहुत कन्फ्यूजन हो रहा है.